Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Last Cloudia. Today is day one with the collab Attack on Titan. So let's go ahead and get into a deep dive of this banner. And as you can see here, I was able to pull Mikasa, so this is the character we're going to be discussing today. So let's go ahead and check out the banner and see what she has to offer if you have her maxed out. Overall, good stats. You can tell she's going to be a physical attacker. Also, pay attention to the high mind. That is very important because this is going to be a crit based character, which I would highly recommend having Proud Force attached to her because you're going to benefit a lot from that. But other than that, I mean, decent stats overall, even really good defense. So, like I said, just she's really statted up naturally. She's actually nil to blind, which is pretty cool, and has resistances to stun, illness, and curse, which is actually really nice. So pretty good stuff going on there. You will notice that she is a thunder based character, so all of her physical attacks will be thunder, and they can hit from a distance. Well, not technically from a distance. You can basically do a semi teleport to the enemy to do damage. It's not like as fast as Kohaku or anything, but it's pretty fast and it's pretty good. So, I like it already. Let's take a look at some of the traits. We are looking at unprecedented prodigy. So, we have sword equipped, crit damage plus 30%, crit damage cap 10,000. When gas buff is applied, critical rate plus 8%. We will see what the whole gas buff is here in a bit. Just things to remember. The crit package only comes when you have the sword equipped for that first part of the ability. So just keep that in mind. But overall, I like it already. There was a time when I wasn't really a big fan of doing crit builds. 2021 changed that for me, especially when we first got Leona. I really enjoyed doing a crit build for her, and then of course when Lance dropped, that was super duper cool. So the fact that we're getting some damage cap from our crits, it kind of gives us more incentive to have a crit build rather than just saying, well, if you have a crit build, you can do Proud Force. Now you can get damage cap with this specific character. So I like that. It's another added benefit to doing critical. Second trait, we have Dormant Power. When close to death, apply buffs to unit that nullify physical damage taken for 7 seconds and nullify flinch from physical attacks for 7 seconds. Restores one stock of the skill SET once per wave. Pretty good, actually, not going to lie. Basically, you have a scenario when you're at critical health, you will basically be immune to physical specifically for 7 seconds, which is actually a long time when it comes to gaming. 7 seconds is a long time. So this is a huge deal and will be very effective in certain modes of play. Also, getting a random stock of SET is just an added bonus at this point. And just really, really good. I like it a lot. Oh, and preventing flinch as well. Also a huge bonus. Anytime you get a way to prevent flinching, that's always like a top tier thing to have in all types of content. Let's check out these skills that she's got. So we're starting off with Fighting Spirit 4, which is a boost in attack and HP. We got Resolve up 5, which is defense and mind. I forgot for a second. Crit up 3, Advanced Aim Vitals. Oh, she already has Proud Force, so perfect. I guess I just didn't look at it earlier. So that's good. Auto Haze, Pride 2, Ardor, and Gale Force, which is really cool with a crit build. Basically, you're getting an SCT recovery speed boost when you're at full HP. As far as the elemental boost, we have Thunder Mega Drive, we have Thunder Attack Raise, we have Thunder Enhance. Now, Thunder Enhance is very new. Thunder attack damage was 10%, skill damage was 15%. Very strong. We got Thunder Critical Rise, we got Pose of Glory, we got Sky High 2. And in Reverse Cross, which is something we don't see very often, this is physical attacks from behind, crit rate plus 5%, and then crit power plus 50%. So pretty cool if you can get behind the unit or the enemy you're trying to hit. Maglion Shield, we got Dual Wield, we got Sword High Boost, Break Boost, Destroyer, so they're really pushing her to be a breaker, it seems. I haven't tested that, so I don't know how great of a breaker she is, but I like that already. Extra Weakness Attack, which is a chance of extra attack during Killer Slayers or Attribute Weakness Attack. So if I'm not mistaken, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, But it says chance for extra attack. This is like a pursuit attack, kind of like when you're doing Icy Guardian for crits and you get extra damage. I think this is kind of the same thing, which I like. Like imagine having a good crit build with extra weakness attack and Icy Guardian equipped as the arc. That is just super broken. That is so much damage, and 100% I will be doing this. I did it with Leona, and this will probably be better. We have Snap Blade. So this is one of the newer stuff for this collab specifically. Battle start, you apply the buff Snap Blade to the unit, which is physical attack damage plus 30%, damage cap 8,000. When physically attacking, chance to lose this buff. So I don't know what the percentage is or anything like that, but yeah, basically you'll start off getting a good damage cap buff, but it will eventually randomly disappear for a set time. We have Change Blades. So when the Snap Blade buff is lost, which we just read, reapply the buff to the unit after 10 seconds, and this can be done 4 times per wave. So 10 seconds is quite a long time, but with the fact that you're going to be able to do lots of damage with, the 10k with critting plus her dual wielding and everything else you have with her, I think it'll be fine. We have Scout Regiment. So this is the new semi Beast Alliance / Heroes Bond, but a little different. We'll see why. So boost physical damage to bosses, specifically bosses, based on number of allies with the skill Scout Regiment set. So with one ally, it's 6%, 2 is 12, 3 is 18, and 4 is 24. Now keep in mind for Scout Regiment that this isn't like a boost in stats like Beast Alliance. This is actually a boost to damage in general. And another thing that makes this actually pretty good is the fact that even if only one person is wearing it, you still get a bonus. So this what the difference between this and like say Beast Alliance is that other than the stat difference is the fact that with Beast Alliance and even Heroes Bond, you actually have to have 2 characters to even get a bonus. Whereas with this, you get a bonus with just 1 character. So that's pretty strong, actually. I like it a lot. We also have ODM gear. So Battlestar apply 5 gas buffs. Now, we were just talking about this with the first trait. So when a skill is used far enough away, use 1 gas buff to greatly boost movement speed and damage plus 30%. So this is something that's going to happen pretty much at the start of battle. So if you have, say, quick trigger put on her in the very beginning, which is what I'm doing, you start the battle, you'll get a skill, you activate the skill, and since she's going to start off at a distance away, you're going to automatically get that bonus right at the start. So it's pretty good. And then, of course, when you fight certain bosses that push you away, if you happen to have, a skill ready, boom, activate the skill, you're already a good distance away, and you're getting that bonus. It's pretty good, actually. It's interesting. We also have a rare bloodline. So when close to death, apply a physical damage plus 30%, SCT recovery speed plus 50%, buff to unit once per wave. Another strong scenario of when this character is almost dead, you get lots of wonderful bonuses. So this is something that I highly plan on taking advantage of. This is really, really strong. The last skill that she uses is 104th Cadet Corps Valedictorian. So, Battlestar autocast Brave, Speed, and Critical, and the effect lasts until unit is incapacitated. So this isn't one of those like start of battle buffs that wear off. You keep this until she dies. And that's pretty much it. So pretty solid. That keeps you from having to cast, Brave or, auto crit or bless speed or anything like that. You don't need any of that because you got this. Pretty strong. I like it a lot. So overall, this is a fun unit. I like her a lot. Again, I've lately been enjoying building critical builds with certain characters. I've had a lot of fun with it, like I said earlier, with Leona and Lance. So this is kind of my new character that I can have fun with a crit build. And I'm getting a bonus of damage cap to go with it. So this is just a fun unit. And not only is it just a fun unit, but there are certain modes where this character is going to dominate. It's going to be fantastic for anyone who takes advantage of her in multiple types of content. So, yeah, highly looking forward to using her once I get her fully built. And I think that if you do end up pulling this character, this is a character that's going to be worth investing in. She's super good. And now we move on to the LR arc, the resistance or resistors of Titans. So let's take a look at the arc trait. Yeah, when hitting an attribute weakness with a physical attack, damage plus 20%. When the skill scout regiment is set, strength plus 10%, movement speed up, physical damage cap to bosses plus 2k. So, this is quite a mouthful there, but overall it's a pretty decent arc trait, you know. A lot of times when you're fighting bosses, you're trying to build to take advantage of their elemental weakness. So this is kind of one of those things, if you're building a character to do that, you're getting bonuses towards it. So that's pretty cool. And of course, if you're using a Scout Regiment skill, which we'll read here in a minute, something that you'll be able to give to multiple characters. And we've already actually read it earlier, so, you know, we'll get into that. You'll also get further bonuses. So really, really good overall. And again, this is strictly a boss fight arc. And I think it's worth using for bosses specifically. Now, the skills you can learn here is Fighting Spirit, which is nice to see. We got Fast Critical, Faint Resist, Piercing, Beautiful Cruel World. Now, this is a new one. When an ally is incapacitated, apply a Strength 30% buff to a unit. I'm not really a fan, personally, of the get a bonus when a character dies kind of thing. But, you know, there are some people that build to prepare for things like a character dying. So if you're that kind of build, then you're going to love this. And then Scout Regiment. Now, keep in mind, we already read this. So this is basically the boosted damage, you know, between 1 and 4 allies, depending on how many allies you have. And the cool thing is it only costs 7. Now, Beast Alliance, if I'm not mistaken, costs 12, and Heroes Bond costs 15. Now, the fact that you have this particular skill here, which I think is arguably better than Beast Alliance, that's debatable, but I think it's better mainly because you're just getting flat damage, and it's good for even just one character only. At least what you get for having one character is more worth it. That's a pretty good deal as far as how many SC you're paying for it. I'll be more than happy to throw a 7 SC on a character so that everybody can deal more damage. Assuming that we're fighting like a boss where it's hard to get damage cap because of their defense or resistances or whatever, this will kind of help you push through that a bit. Again, is it a necessity? Probably not, because I mean, when you're in game, you're pretty much are able to cap pretty well. This is more for the characters who doesn't naturally have a lot of good multiplayers or has a higher damage cap to where you need every little bonus you can get, or you could throw it in arena. I mean, you know, that's a thing. So, you know, it has its specific uses. So I think it's actually worth having, and 7SC is 100% worth it. And then let's take a look at the Ether reward. It's the ODM gear. So this is an accessory with an 88 strength, defense 36, mind 23. Seeing decent strength on an accessory is always a bonus, so to point that out. Physical attack damage to bosses plus 10%, boss, and then boost movement speed. So, other than the added strength, the best thing about this accessory is the movement speed. That's pretty much it. It is a bit unfortunate that you don't have any kind of resistances. And again, I wouldn't equip an accessory just for an added strength bonus. So overall, this is an okay one. I'll be honest with you, even in boss fights, I could probably find better accessories than this. But, you know, it's okay. Like I said, I think it's a decent one. It's just not something that I would throw any Ethereum at. I'll put it to you that way. Overall, it's a decent arc. You know what I mean? This isn't like something I think is necessarily broken. Like I said, it has a very specific use. And I think the way they built this arc was actually really well, with the balance of what the skills you learn do, with the reward you can get, and in the arc trait. Again, this is just a very fitting arc that was built well, and I think it's decent, absolutely. And on to the paid gear. Spoiler alert, I've already actually purchased one item, which is why you only see one right here in the credential shop. But let's just take a look at the one that I did not purchase. This is the Mikasa scarf. Strength as an accessory, 66 strength, defense and mind, there's plus 35. You get a near death, very greatly restore HP, strength, defense, mind by 50%, boost movement speed once per wave, and in continuous protection effect, HP plus 10%. And what's really good is the element resistance that you get to both stun and curse. So overall, this is actually a great accessory for her specifically. If you give it to her, she's then going to be nil to both stun and curse, which is what you want from a physical DPS character. So this is really making up for, not being immune to begin with. So I like it. I think it's really, really good for that. Now, as far as the near death buff, this is specifically an arena thing. I'm going to be straight with you. As far as any other kind of content, it's just an added bonus. But where this really shines is PvP. So if you're a big arena fan, this is definitely something worth purchasing and might be better for you than the actual weapon itself. But overall, I think this is a great item. I like the fact that we're slowly starting to see paid gear that's actually worth it. And I hope they continue doing this. Again, this is really, really good as far as an item. And now let's check out Mikasa's blade. So this is going to be a sword of the thunder element, strength 253, defense of mind, both plus 21. Thunder attack damage got 1500. Chance for specials to deal critical damage. So this doesn't look extra special. I think the best thing about this is it does have a good strength stat and you're getting a 1500 damage cap. Now, the reason the damage cap means something more here is because she is a dual wielding unit, which means you're getting a lot more damage out of this. So that's why the damage cap is definitely a good bonus for this character. As far as this chance for specials to deal critical damage, it's more just an added bonus. You're obviously not going to be casting the special all the time, but it's nice to have. But I will say that the main reason that I purchased this item before purchasing the accessory is because I haven't really been playing much arena at all. Actually, I haven't been playing arena at all in a long time. So I figured I might get a little more usage out of the sword for now. If I ever decide to get into arena, then maybe it might be something different. And I'm debating still, throwing a little more money at the screen to potentially get the accessory as well. But on a budget, I would say that, if you're the kind of person that just plays everything in general, especially arena, you might want to get the accessory, but I prefer the sword personally, between which one is my favorite. But overall, it's still a pretty good weapon. Like I said, it has a decent strength stat. A little extra mind is always good for your Proud Force procs. And then, of course, the damage cap for any character is just an added bonus. It's a really, really good thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the accessories go. Now, it's safe to say at this point that the next character that we're going to be getting next week will more than likely be an Earth DPS. The reason I say that is anyone who's actually fought this boss right here, well, if you look at the weaknesses of this particular boss is Earth, Thunder, and Light. The free unit is a light DPS. The Mikasa is a thunder DPS, which means it's just easy to put it together to say, well, if he's also weak to Earth, and the character we have is going to have to be, in theory, an Earth DPS character. So, just wanted to throw that out there. I'm pretty sure everyone else came to that conclusion as well. But I thought it was an interesting little thing to see. Overall, pretty cool thing. You continue to do your fights so that we can get rewards. So this is one of those events where the more we participate, the more we all get together. So kind of cool that they did that, but I wanted to kind of throw that out there. But overall, like I said, we have a good set of characters, a decent arc, decent paid equipment, which is a good thing too. So overall, I'm happy with what we have so far. And of course, next week we'll go ahead and discuss the second unit that's going to be coming out and is collab. I hope everybody else is enjoying it. So until next week, be kind and grind. Later.